Hey everybody, Rob Booker here. I get a lot of questions about whether I do or do not hold on to a winning trade. We've had lots of conversations about cutting off losing positions. Probably not enough of those. But we need to have a conversation about holding on to winning positions. So that's this discussion right here. Now on my screen right here, I took a screenshot of my medium-sized trading account. And what I want to show you here is I had a closed position on the British pound Canadian dollar that was just like a $263 win. But I'm currently holding on to a $1,000 win on the Swiss yen plus about $130 in losses on the Swiss yen. So combined, I have like a $900 win on the Swiss yen right now, and I'm not closing it. So the question is, well, why did you close the British pound Canadian, and why didn't you close, and why is the Swiss yen still open, and how are you going about holding on to a winning trade? Why would you hold on to a winning trade? And what's the criteria that you would use to hold on to that winning trade? So in this video, that's exactly what I want to cover. I'm super happy to be here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the video. We're going to pull up a chart here, and we're going to take a look at the Swiss yen. All right, there's the Swiss yen on the 60-minute chart. Look at this, just steady movement lower. That's first of all. I'm riding a trend lower, and I have no interest in getting in the way of allowing this to do its thing. I also want to point out the fact that as it has fallen, it hit this pivot, 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 this one, and this one, meaning it's a slow and steady fall. It's not missing pivots on the way down, it's just basically hitting every single one of them as it goes. That means it's a slow and steady and consistent trend. If you go to the 4-hour chart, I don't need the daily pivots on here anymore, we have just hit this missed weekly pivot. Now I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of a bounce now, but we've still got last month's missed monthly pivot right here, and that is just a lovely target. And we've also got a missed weekly pivot all the way down here. So I'm holding on to the trade because there are missed pivots still available lower than where we are now. We've also seen that the relative strength index isn't oversold yet. So we have a slow and steady decline. We have excellent targets below where we are right now. And I feel like this is a great way to hold on to the trade. Now, with all of that said, it doesn't sound crazy to take half of the profit off the table here and then let the rest of it ride. That's not a crazy idea. That's not the worst decision ever. And after making this video, because I've thought so much about it and because I've spent so much time discussing it all of a sudden, there's a natural tendency now for me to start second-guessing myself. And when you trade, second-guessing yourself is going to be your worst enemy. And if you get out, like if I were to get out of this position right now, there needs to be a plan for getting back in. Like you can't just get out because you feel uncomfortable. You can't just get out because you've overthought things. And to a certain extent, everybody does a better job of trading when they don't look at or think about their trades. You take them, you set up the whole thing, and then you just leave it alone. And you let it go. The only way I even knew that this Swiss yen was a big winner because I took the trade and then I just left it alone, and somebody wrote me a message that's in the International Trade Copy account, and they said, "Hey Rob, you have a pretty sizable win here on the Swiss yen. What are you going to do about it?" And I was like, "Oh, really? I still got that trade open?" And it turns out that I did. Well, that's pretty funny, and yet I didn't even realize that I still had it open. So that's the good thing about this situation is I had a stop loss in place, which I have since removed. I'm just going to let this thing run. I didn't even have a profit target ever in place. I just decided I think that I wanted to let this trade run anyway, and for all the reasons that I just described, I'd like to keep this thing running still. So anyway, love to see you here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. What I would love to ask you to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's a subscribe button on the YouTube channel page. You can hit that button and then click the bell so you get notified when I go live or when I post a new video. Thanks for being here, everybody. I love you. We'll see you soon.